welcome back to the Lazy Girls Kitchen. On today's episode, I'm going to share with you how I like to make my breakfast hash. Now, this is super universal. I call it breakfast, but you can really use it as a lunch, as a dinner hash, whatever you want. I actually made it for dinner the other night and I love it. So without further ado, let me take you through the list of ingredients. Okay, so to make this delicious goodness, what you're gonna need is some olive oil, some salt, some pepper, some green, some scallions. I call them green onions, but I think they're actually called scallions. This is gonna be for like your garnishing. You're gonna need some Italian seasoning, some red bell pepper, some white potatoes, just cubed, an onion, some eggs, some mushrooms, and then some spinach. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to add some olive oil to your pan, and then you're just going to put the heat on medium-low. Oops. Ooh. Okay, so medium-low. Then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add in your potatoes. Now you want to cook them on medium-low because you want them to cook all the way through. If you don't do that, they're going to cook on the outside and get nice and crispy, but the inside is going to be raw, and you don't want that. So these are going to cook for about 15 minutes or so. But before I leave you, what you're going to do is you're going to add some salt, a generous pinching of salt, because remember, potatoes do love salt, pepper, and then majority of your Italian seasoning. So you're really just going to leave probably like, I don't know, this much. I'll have the measurements for you on my website, but so majority of it, leaving a little bit behind just to kind of flavor the rest of your stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to babysit this for about 15 minutes or so, or until the potatoes cook nicely throughout, and then the outside is nice and golden brown and crispy. And then I'll meet you back here so we can start adding in the other stuff. Okay, so as you can see, my potatoes are pretty much cooked through. They're about 90% of the way done. So I just added in my mushrooms, and now I'm going to add in my onions. And I'm going to let this cook for about 4 to 5 minutes, just until the onions and mushrooms start to get nice and golden brown and starting to cook through. And then we're going to go in and finish this off with the rest of the stuff. So as you can see, this is cooking so nicely together. It's really meshing so well. Everything's cooking nicely through. So now I'm going to add in my red bell peppers. Now the reason I add these in almost towards the end is because I don't like them to cook all the way through, because I find that they get really mushy. So I cook these for about a minute or two on there, just in here, and then the rest I kind of like that fresh crunch that I get from it. It also gives it a really nice texture with the smoothness and the crunchiness, so I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this for about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in my spinach. Okay, so after I added in my red bell peppers, I let this cook for about 2 minutes. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in my spinach. So I'm only going to cook this until it wilts really nicely into here. But before I do anything else, I'm going to add in the rest of my Italian seasoning. Now this is going to coat the rest of your vegetables really nicely, since our potatoes are really nicely coated. So you're just going to cook this until this wilts really nicely, so about another 2 to 3 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove this out of the pan, and then go ahead and fry my eggs. So into the same pan that I had my hash in, I just removed the hash and plated it, and now I'm going to use the same pan to fry my eggs. I just added a little bit of extra olive oil, so I'm going to go ahead and fry my eggs. I just get nervous doing this on camera because it seems to spritz everywhere, so wish me luck. There we go. Here's one. And here's 2. Okay, so I'm going to fry these for about 3 minutes, just on one side because I like them sunny side up. So I like the yolk to be really runny. But you can do however you want to. And then I'm going to plate them and we're going to enjoy. So before I forget, I did salt and pepper the eggs just to give them a little bit of flavor. And I did end up flipping them because they were taking quite a while for the top of the egg white to cook, and I don't want to eat a raw egg. So I just flipped them, and I'm going to let them cook on the other side for about 2 minutes before I add them to my hash. Hi guys. So I plated my food and I actually took a big bite out of it already because I just couldn't wait, but I just want to show you. Look at all the beautiful colors and just the freshness of it. It's so good. So this is actually just for me, not for tonight. I'm going to save some for tomorrow, but rather than dirtying another plate, I'm just going to eat from here. So good. So delicious and so fresh. All the flavors together just kind of mesh perfectly. And then you have that egg on top, which is just like that extra icing on the top. Oh, I love it. It's so good. You definitely have to go and make this. And remember, you don't have to eat this for breakfast. I'm eating it for dinner. So you go ahead and make it for whatever you want. So head over to www.thelazygirlskitchen.com to get this fantastic recipe. There's really no reason why you can't make this. You have to. It's just that good. And make sure that you subscribe and give me a big thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.